bite feeds the curious mind. Flame's a dish, it's served so hot, we lap it up. Oh, we can't stop. A morsel here, a tidbit there. The bite connects us everywhere. Take a bite, feel the beat tonight. Breaking news under neon lights. A taste of fame in every line. The bite's the buzz, it's prime time. Drama, glamour, stories unfold. Every flash a treasure of gold. Secrets whispered through the vine. The bite reveals no place to hide. Rumor sizzle, sparks ignite. A burst of truth, a dazzling bite. Gossip's loud, but oh, it's sweet. In this world we're on repeat. Take a bite, feel the beat tonight. Breaking news under neon lights.
Red Sea solves her sticky floor. Big crush on stories 10 feet tall. Ticket stub in my pocket, cold drink, warm rocket. We're chasing shadows on the wall. From old black and white heartbreaks to wild car chase headaches, we rate it all and call it love. Laughing in the exit glow, every frame the inside joke. We live for that curtain above. Curtains up, cinema, roll the reel on everything we feel, from gold frame dreams to crooked plots that drop. To Oscar contenders, Razzie flops. We cheer, we groan, we still can't stop. Curtains up, cinema, this is where our hearts get caught. From old classics to the hits you love a lot.
Fading with side by side. Popcorn wars, who took my side? You cry at scenes I barely catch. I stay through every credit. You say, who even read it? We argue, then we high five and mismatch.
Black tie praise, ready face misses, golden statues, broken wishes. We toss our guesses at the screen. Yeah,
Glorious and kind of awful. Still we mark each shaky shuffle of some kid's impossible dream.
curtains up, cinema, roll the reel on everything we feel, from gold frame dreams to crooked plots that drop. To Oscar contenders, Razzie flops, we cheer. Click on the screen, save all the names and the credits roll. Same safe hands on the wheel again, same store spun out of control. Then you walk in, script in your hand, fire in your eyes. Slide over, I'll drive this thing. Let's see what happens if we try. In the captain's chair, you're calling every shot from here, from the sequel to the pilot. Can you turn the ship around this year? Take the reins, take control, grab the roll. In the captain's chair, we'll see if you can make it there. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Rebooted worlds, fanboards buzzing, they're watching close. Can you fix what they broke before? Give the heroes a high, not just a pose. Studio suits, say kid, don't rock the boat. You just smile, tear up their notes. Watch me keep this thing afloat. In the captain's chair, you're calling every shot from here, from the franchise to the midnight scare. Hey, whoa. Press play, pull me in, new world on
graveyard fights to alien skies. I'm right here, I'm alive. You got one more twist for me, one more clue, one more mystery. Every frame I lean closer, every night it gets bolder. Take my hand, don't let go, we can chase it. Episode by episode, one episode at a time, we keep diving in. One episode at a time, let the story spin. Animated drama, sci-fi in the rain. One episode at a time, we do it all again. One episode at a time. One episode at a time. One episode at a time. Late night laughs and heartbreak spins. New faces, old wounds, paper thin. Tiny towns and crowded trains. Heroes lost in real life pain. And the monsters show their teeth. Then the silence starts to speak. Every ending leaves a spark. Every arc lights up the dark. Take my hand, don't let go, we can chase it. Episode by episode. Morning dew on the path, bare feet in the grass. Pack tight, heart light, you can feel it in your hands. Pocket that one stone charm, little badge on your sleeve. Every turn says this is it, every sign says believe. It is time to leave the dock, look ahead, don't wait, don't stop. The sky's away, and so are you. One deep breath and push right through. It is time to start the day, start the day. Get on your own way, your own way. Your journey starts now, starts now. Get ready, get set, go. Get ready, get set, go. By the creek, by the hill, you learn the names of the trees. A wild spark in the reeds, a soft call in the breeze. You trade a grin for a spark, you trade fear for a flame. Every small brave step you take writes a story in the rain. It is time to leave the dock, look ahead, don't wait, don't stop. The sky's away, and so are you. Tune in, got a story in the flame. Late night rules, breaking news, we're calling out the name. Caveman on the screen with this crew in formation. Top 10 movie scene, we spin the conversation. So cross the line, come a little closer now. Hit the tribe, yeah, we're taking over now. Join the tribe, join the tribe. Must see TV, broadcast network. Must see TV, join the tribe, join the tribe. The caveman and his crew. Let's go, let's go. Cross the line, cross the line. Must see TV, broadcast network. Must see TV, join the tribe, join the tribe. More stories, more. Audio, narrative, revowing every frame. Analysis, top 10, we make the verdict plain. From the first scene to the end, we're reading every angle. If you want the truth tonight, we got the whole thing tangled. So cross the line, come a little closer now. Hit the tribe, yeah, we're taking over now. Join the tribe, join the tribe. Must see TV,
and gentlemen. Wait, oh God. LB, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. All right. Okay. Are you good to go?
I am good to go.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of In Between the Ink. That's right. Spider-Man Noir is on Amazon Prime, and you know what that means. Co-assigning programming related to that. So today we're going to take a look at Spider-Man Noir issues 1 to 4. Now, we know that there's a bunch of different Spider-Man Noir stories, and honestly, they all sound pretty cool and badass, but we're talking about the debut of Spider-Man Noir, issues 1 to 4. But before we do that, we have to get to our showrunner. She's the one. She's the only. The mistress of myth. The wonderful, the beautiful, the talented, the inspirational LB Lily Bowman. How's it going, LB?
It's going pretty good. How's it going, Caveman?
It's going good. It's going good.
Yeah.
Yeah. As well it could be going.
As well as can be. I will say the mistress of myth has got to be my favorite epithet ever.
Yeah.
I need to have that on some cards or something, I swear.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Maybe we can make shirts. Ooh. And sell
Ooh. Team shirts. What? We could have a bowling team.
Yeah. No, we have merchandise. We have a club and stuff like that. So we can actually make a Mistress of Myth shirt.
That's hella cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Kayla Cook, if you're watching this, make it happen. That's right.
Requests incoming.
That's right. We'll work on it as the months go on. So where do you want to start? Let's start with our scale up first before we go to scale down. Give me your first scale up.
Oh, you know what? I had an awful lot of scales up, so it's hard to pick.
Yes.
My first absolute top one. But you know what? I think okay, I'll start with this. The character of Selena in this origin story.
Yes.
And also, this sort of outstretches to how the other characters also were incorporated into the story, because this is an offshoot. It's a different dimension. This is Spider-Man if it were a noir film from the 1930s,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I loved how it wasn't just sort of all of the characters were simply scooped up and dumped into just this atmosphere. It really was the characters had it was still they were their own characters within this timeline while still being true to the same sort of core of those characters, right? I really loved Selena specifically just because she's an owner of a speakeasy. She's got all these cats that quite obviously it's okay, this is Catwoman, hello.
Yeah.
But it's not outrightly stated at all. As you get into Spider-Man Noir, kind of way further down, that comes into play a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that she's got a shit ton of cats.
Yeah.
And the way that her character is woven into the story, she owns a speakeasy, and so that's her connection to sort of these crime bosses.
Yeah.
She's got this relationship with Ben Urich, which is how, Peter ends up encountering her in the first place. I just think the timeline and the characters within it are done really well. And I'll come back to this point, but very specifically, like Selena, she's badass. She's also a complex character. She's not given sort of this like victim role, whilst
Yeah.
she still is, you know, she's still suffering with a lot of shit that's going on in her
Oh
life.
yeah. Oh yeah, for
Oh
sure.
god, yeah. But it's treated really well and it's written really well. It's believable in a sense. And I that's my first check mark. It's just, you know, Selena and that timeline that she sits in really well.
I love the subversion of expectations.
Yes.
That's my first skill. This what
Okay.
we do all the time as writers. If we're given like a known property to do or any type of notable IP, there is expectations that we're going to do the same things, but we might interpret things a little bit different on the page. And that's what they do here. The Black Cat is a speakeasy.
Yeah.
And Selena Kyle owns that speakeasy. The Vulture is a carny reject. And I love that. I love the subversion of expectations here. I love the subversions of all these characters. I love how the goblin is in this cartoonish character. He's called the Goblin because all of his goons come from sideshows. And I love that. I love that. I'm like, oh my God, that's such a unique and different twist on the Goblin character. The speakeasy, it's called the Black Cat. I'm like, oh my God, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Just to subvert that. And also, I like the Spider-Man costume as well.
Oh my god, that's a whole check mark for me, 100%.
Yeah, it's black and it's not overstated. You can picture that in the actual world. You're like, yeah, that makes total sense.
Yes.
Right? It's not out of place. It's not like this bright blue and red costume. No, it's dark because the world is kind of that way. And I love that. I love this. There's just like a ton more I have for my skill up, but that is my first real skill up. This the subversion of these characters and the expectations we have because we, you know, the Craven the Hunter, the Rave, like yes, they are characters, but they're sideshow freaks. They're rejects, and I love that. I love that take. I love what they did with that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I mean, I'll bounce off of your point about the Spider-Man suit. It was really well done. And it was also like you say, it was kind of believable in this timeline. Like, no, we don't have spandex to work with that's in bright reds and blues, you know? But what we do have is a very in-depth like backstory for Uncle Ben, who's like, he was an aviator, and that's where like the goggles came from, because like, you know,
yes.
It still holds true to the Spider-Man silhouette. We've still got that iconic face.
Yes.
But it has that twist that makes it very like gritty, very noir, very very in tune with what's going on here, as well as having basis in the story. It's not like he's just randomly created this thing.
Yeah.
It comes from, you know, from his background, from his story, and it has history in it, which I fucking love that. That was, and he looks badass too.
Yeah, he does.
You know? And like alongside that, not just like the mask, but like what he wears, it's like, you know, he's got a trench coat on. He's got like, you know, basic military boots and like black cargo pants that would have been accessible in the time. So like, it's nothing crazy, but it does still create a sense of a costume.
Yes.
Which like we could go into a whole like deep dive about sort of
Oh,
like the
yeah.
costuming in this. But really well done. Really, really freaking well done. And I that's definitely a check mark for me as well. I
You
think
mean
to jump into a new check mark.
No, you said scale up.
oh.
It's check marks.
Oh my gosh, you're right. It scales up. You know, I still write my notes with check marks and X's.
Yeah.
It's a scale up. I'm sorry. My bad. I don't know what we're talking about. We haven't been doing a show where we've been using different terms for 7 years. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So my next scale up would be, okay. So obviously this is the origin story of Peter Parker, of Spider-Man in this universe. And like legitimately, I just have written like origin of Peter, with Aunt May being like in this time frame, being like an outspoken socialist, and how that is really ingrained in the plot and how it makes sense for his character. Yeah. You know, because like we've got a lot, it's a really, you know what? I wouldn't say it's really dark, but it's a dark plot.
I would say it's really dark. I would say. I mean, you got.
I think heroin, just because
you got heroin.
We'll debate that later.
Yeah,
but like, I'll bring that up in a different point. But like, it just makes sense. You know, it makes sense that Peter would grow up with this strong sense of justice in the space that he's in. Like Peter Parker is never a rich dude, you know, and in this, he is also not a rich dude. He's growing up in the slums. He's got Aunt May like doing this like kitchen. It makes sense that Uncle Ben is already gone. Like all of this stuff that is built into the origin of this specific Spider-Man makes so much sense. And I just love that for the plot, you know? And like, it was completely unexpected as well. I love that we have Aunt May as like a strong female character, because hell yeah, she's not just like raising a kid. She's caring for a community. And I think I think it's an incredible character line as well as like just plot points. I think it's really well done.
I do too. My next scale up, it's just going to be how authentic the world feels. It feels like the 1930s. Yeah. It has all the vibes. It has the color. It has the and it has that witty, snappy dialogue that you could actually picture in your head, right? Like, Peter Parker he talks back. He's a smartass. Right? Yeah. He's not this kid where you're like, oh, dude, shut up. You're going to get punched in the mouth. He's very outspoken. Even in the Black Cat, he gives Selena Kyle some sass, and I just thought that was so hilarious. And I love how his friends like, dude,
shut the fuck up, dude.
Yes, you get punched.
Gonna die.
Damn it, dude! Like, damn it, come on. So Osborn comes in with his goons. And Peter Parker doesn't give a fuck. And his friend is like, okay, come on, we're gonna go. You're gonna get somebody shot, dude. Let's go. Yeah. So that's my next scale up. It's just the authenticity of this world.
Yeah, definitely. I think speaking of his buddy, Ben Urich, I really liked how they presented that relationship as starting as well as continuing, you know, because like, I think it's very easy, especially for like especially for like I don't want to call it a spinoff. It's its own series in its own right, but it's of a well-known character. So you've got these sort of points that you kind of can't come away from. Like Peter Parker, he's always going to be a photojournalist, you know? Yeah. He's always going to have this sense of justice. He's always going to have a Ben and an Aunt May, and there's always going to be those sorts of aspects of it. So what I really liked was how Ben was portrayed in this as like, he's a photojournalist. That's how they end up meeting. And it's not this whole like, oh, I'm going to adopt you just because I think that it's solid that you've got someone around. No, it's because Peter gets himself in shit.
Yes.
And and the only thing really protecting him is the fact that he's tied to Ben Urich at the same time, which isn't really like laid out super clearly, but I think at the same time, Ben sort of has to keep him close because he knows that now the Goblin and his goons have been pissed off by this Peter guy.
Yeah.
And he's going to tie it back to Ben. So if Ben doesn't keep him sort of on the straight and narrow, it's going to come back to him. So he's got this vested interest to keep him, busy and off the streets, for lack of better sort of phrasing. At the same time, with that all going on, that makes sense, and it forms a bond really well, and really I think that just makes so much sense.
Yes.
Again, for the plot, but also that's the thing that dooms Peter into becoming a vigilante, because he has this really, really strong set of morals that he's been grown up with. He has family that's lost their lives on the line for it, which is only solidified that more. And then him going out and reporting on these things and being it wasn't like he wasn't boots on the ground before, but he's seeking this stuff out now. And he's also being shown a way of changing things in their own small way with the journalism, as well as growing this frustration of realizing that, hey, you can't just report this to police. Hey, you can't just, there's all of this corruption that's going on, which then pushes him and forces him to then become a vigilante.
Yeah.
Because there's
this is reality, and here's what, you can't go to the cops because the cops don't care. They're on the take.
Exactly. And it's just, looking at the story, there is no other option for him to take, knowing his character. Knowing, knowing how all of it, the setup is just so beautiful for that origin of, and I am now going to don a mask because I need to protect my identity, but I'm going to do something about this because no one else is, kind of thing. And he primed for it. I just thought that was chef's kiss, beautiful how it was done. I did a huge check mark for me there. Huge check mark for me in that whole Ben Urich journalism aspect of things.
Yeah. I don't have much more scale ups because I think we nailed all my major points that I wanted to get across. So I'm going to let you finish up with your scale ups, and then we'll continue.
Okay. My last scale ups in this are, I mentioned sort of it is dark and gritty. I think it toes a really good line with that.
Yes. Yes.
Because we have, we've got cannibalism. We've got massive issues going on in this. Socioeconomically. We also have drug use.
Yes. We'll get into them. We'll talk about them as scale down.
Yeah. Fair enough. But I think specifically with it, I think it's done well. It's shown enough to keep that really dark, gritty aspect of the comic without being super explicit. Yes, we have a scene where we've got the vulture and we have dead bodies and it's gruesome and horrific, but we don't necessarily see exactly what's happening. We don't see a needle piercing skin kind of thing, right? It's not overdone in that sense, but it's so I really appreciated that. I thought it was just sort of that right level that it needed to be for the specific setting and story. that's a huge scale up for me. And then the last scale up that I have is, and we haven't spoken about it, so this might spark something for you. But the spider god / hallucination,
I will
that
get to that in my scale down. I
fair. I think that's totally fair. What I will say is the artwork for that specific thing, loved.
and when you
Don't
hear
necessarily love the
sorry about that.
etc. around it, but the artwork I thought was really cool. I thought they did a really cool job of like, it's one page in the book, but the whole page is like a journey, and it's visually stunning. I thought they did an incredible job with the artwork specifically for that piece.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say for my scale ups. I think you've got some things to say for your scale down. So I'm going to let you get into that.
All right. So I want to just echo that. The artwork. When you hear a blind person go, that's visually stunning, you can put that in the bank.
Yep.
So my first scale down is how Peter gets his powers. Okay, that was so lame. Dude, you spent so much time in the painting this vivid picture of what this would be like, in what the story would be like, the Black Cat Club and the speakeasy and all that kind of stuff. That's the best you can do. That's how he gets his powers. This crack a bunch of spiders. A spider, and God's like, oh, you know what? Blah blah blah. It doesn't make any sense. You have spider power. That was super super lame. That did not need to happen like that. That just felt like the littlest thought was put into it. Oh, how does he get his power? So you know what? They try to steal a statue with a spider god. It cracks open. A bajillion spiders pour out, and one of them climbs to Peter Parker and he bites him twice. That was that. I'm sorry. That is not believable whatsoever.
Yeah. I thought it was a little bit, I mean, comical, that the same thing that kills one of the guys, is the thing that gives him his powers. And we also, I don't quite remember exactly what happens immediately after, but is he just found there, and then he wakes up and there's no...
He wakes up hanging with all the webs on him.
Right. And it's just what the fuck? How did that happen?
All the time, you spent all this time subverting expectations, and you couldn't subvert that.
Yeah. I think the main thing for me with that is it was sort of you're pure of heart, and so we're going to give you powers instead of kill you with this poison. Felt lazy. As well as immediately from that, he wakes up hanging upside down or whatever, and immediately he knows how to use his powers.
Yes.
Immediately he's jumping around and doing all this sort of thing. There's no disorienting moments. There's no weirdness. He just completely accepts it. Yeah. And now he has powers, and that's that. And it was just come on, you've got an awkward teenage boy here. That's the whole sort of, there's a whole lovable aspect of Spider-Man getting his powers and not knowing what to do and all of that, and now he's just sort of OP'd, and what the fuck?
And what drives me crazy is you didn't subvert that at all.
Yeah.
You gave him the same powers. What about this? Give him the powers of the trapdoor spider. That would be so cool. That would mix perfectly in this kind of role. So he's not like a Spider-Man. He's like a straight horror type of person where he traps, he launches, and he gets that giving him the same powers, but you spend all this time painting this
Yeah.
world, and that's what you do. Oh, he has just the normal powers. How about the trapdoor spider? How about do something like that? Make it appropriate to the world. Don't
Yeah.
get the same powers. My next scale down, or I'll go to you. I'll go to you. Sorry, I overstepped, so I'm gonna pass it to you.
I
if you have
mean,
any.
no, that was a big scale down for me as well. But I guess I can bring it to a different situation. I know I mentioned that the art style specifically for that one piece was really good, and I think there's really good this is honestly like a personal thing,
Yes.
because you know everyone's art is different, but there are a lot of really good stills in this. I mean, it's all stills, right? But there are some really good panels that are evocative, and they're really awesome and cool. But for whatever reason, like just the way that the faces in this are drawn, and like there's a lot of like hard edges and lines. It's it's a stylistic choice that I didn't like. Personally. I think it's a small scale down for me, because, like it is what it is. But right off the bat, I was like, oh, okay, because there's some really awesome spots in it
Yeah.
that look incredible. And then we sort of go back into this like everyday stuff, and it's just it's not hitting the mark for me personally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go on.
that's what I have to say for that.
So I think my last scale down, because I have to pick. I'm not gonna use, even though it's my personal preference. The heroin, the guy using heroin.
Yeah.
I could talk about that, but I think that doesn't bother me as much as the crutch, the overusing of certain political phrases drove me up the wall. Like socialism. It's not used once, it's not used twice. It's used over, I believe, 35 times. Okay. We all get it. You've done the job. You've done the work of making this noir. Okay? We understand and we get it. But trust your audience a little bit more.
Yeah.
Trust your audience a little bit more. And these political phrases just drove me up it pulled me out. It really did. It's
really? Okay.
Yeah, it really did pull me out. I know. The times, yes. Yes, the political landscape. Okay, yes, I understand that. Stop using those words. Stop. Yes, I understand. It really pulled me out. Like, not trusting that guys, we're in the 1930s. Socialism is a big, I get it. I understand. Stop. Use something else. So that's my last scale down. Not trusting the audience enough, and that's my biggest scale down.
Yeah, I mean, to jump off of that, like it's an interesting choice because of how the world is presented. They don't, veer away from difficult topics. So like, I feel like it would be totally understandable within this context to be using different terms that were referenced as that, right? Like, because I mean, at the time in this landscape and for the people, for how they're phrasing things, like socialist was used as a slur, you know? And like, they could have used other phrasings that were also used at the time to reference that, right? Like the sources exist. Yeah. I get what you're saying with that. I totally get what you're saying with that.
And that's just an example, right? But there's other phrases that are like, Jesus Christ, guys, great googly moogly in the sky. Trust your audience more. Yeah. Please, I beg you. as a writer, I mean, I hate that. I just, it pulled me out every single time. Use other words. Other words were available back then.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna go to my last scale
Yep.
down. And this is actually a pretty big scale down for me. So within this, we've got, and like, we have talked spoilers in this, but this is sort of it's a plot twist spoiler. So like, if you haven't finished reading it, or if you want to read it and whatever, that's your warning. But the last big baddie circus freak being the chameleon, and like the fact that he could just change his face.
Yeah.
Like, what? Because it was like, we had this sort of moment of betrayal. Like, we had a couple moments of betrayal in it, and how we've got like the commissioner, or not the commissioner, but like, oh god, I've forgotten his name now. But the head guy at the journalism at the paper.
Oh yeah, he was dead right in the beginning. Yeah.
Well, like, he's killed.
Perry White. Boom.
Yes, Perry White's killed, but it's not actually Perry White, which explains why he was making questionable choices in the first place.
Yeah.
And like, but then we've got Perry White, and he's being imprisoned.
Yes.
And that's like, oh my god, what happened there? And like, it feels like it sort of feels like they started writing these episodes, and then they discovered, oh shit, we've got a plot hole with this character, because we've presented him as sort of this, as one thing. And like, sure, you can have a character saying one thing and meaning another or whatever, but that's not how they presented the character. They presented him as someone who's, he's got this newspaper and he's fighting the good fight and blah, blah, blah. And then he has this big sort of betrayal moment and what have you. And it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
But it's shocking in the moment, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and it makes sense for how Ben gets killed in that moment.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. And then we move forward and like, oh shit, actually that we've got a bit of a plot hole here. And so it felt like, and I don't remember if they referenced, however many circus freaks that there was. And if it was just sort of like, oh, we are missing one, and it's sort of the seed is planted earlier. I think that did happen. I don't specifically remember it. But when we have this whole side tangent of like sneaking into the morgue and like him having remembered that he's reading up on these circus freaks or whatever, and they've got this chameleon guy.
Yeah.
It just really felt like a patch over a plot hole that was really obvious, as well as
I rewrote this as I was going along, by the way. I'll let you finish.
Yeah, but it's just like the power that he has, it really irritated me, because like a lot of the baddies in this are not necessarily overpowered or have magical mystical powers. They've been traumatized people, and they're hurting people that are hurting people. We've got the goblin that's got a face mask on, or some sort of makeup on, because he's got this gruesome face underneath. We've got a cannibal that's been turned that way. We've got we've got these sort of things that are realistic enough. We've got a Spider-Man that has magical powers, but it's being given an explanation. And then we've got this chameleon guy who can just squish his face into different faces, and not just like, oh, he can just sort of move it over. No, he is that person.
Yeah.
Why do we have Mystique here? Like, what is going on? And it just really bothered me. It was just like, oh, come on, man. Like, we could have had such an interesting little like character moment with the actual person, but we didn't. And it really irritated me.
So I'm going to bounce off that. And I rewrote this as I was going along. You know what? Chameleon, who should have been really the chameleon?
Who?
He should have been an agent from the Kremlin. and was
Oh,
a secret agent from Russia and had the
yeah,
ability to disguise himself at different people, switch accents. That would have been a subversion on the chameleon.
yeah. And that
But
would have fit
yeah,
well. That's perfect. That would have fit so well within this whole aspect of things. It would have made more sense to, like, overtake a
yeah,
newspaper,
yeah.
all this sort of stuff. That
Oh
that
yeah,
would have made sense. I
yeah.
don't know necessarily if it would have served the purpose that the author was sort of going for with this whole plot stuff. But that would have really made a lot of sense. I agree with you. But no,
Because
they had to have some magic face guy.
in in writing, and you would know this when you're writing a story
Yeah.
or a script or anything, you want to do it's different between, and it's hard to if you're not a writer, because I'm gonna just sometimes what I do when I do captain's chair or do different things, I force the story to be something, and the story
Mhm.
is saying, no, we need to
Yeah.
go down this way. And I
Yeah.
think the story was quite clearly telling you to do one thing,
Yeah.
and you wanted to do another thing, and that thing didn't work, and you
Yeah.
should have done this because it would have made more fucking sense.
Oh God, yeah. 100%. I fully hear you with that, right? Like
Yeah.
in writing, you're like, oh, I didn't know my character was doing this, but I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes sense for this character. And it's like, even sometimes you're like, oh, but now I have to write a whole thing for that because now this is in play. Oh, it's so much work. But
Yeah.
that's the work of being a writer. That's what you have to do.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, that's so much work, and you don't realize, well, no,
Yeah.
you don't have to do that much work.
Yeah.
Because
It's
story-
irritating because I feel like with the story itself, it reads so well and there's so much like good stuff in the world building and the plot and all this
Yeah.
sort of thing. It reads like, they were on a deadline. They present like this is the first couple episodes of the first couple volumes of a new series and tangent of this story. They've sold it. And now, they've bought an extra 2 on this. And now they're like, oh shit, we've got to finish up this story. This doesn't make any sense. Let's throw this patch over it because we've got a week to fucking finish. That's what it feels like to me, which is annoying. And I can understand as,
Yeah.
but it's really frustrating aspect of the story. Anyway,
So-
that's my last scale down. Do you have anything else to say about this about Spider-Man Noir?
All I have to say is now let's combine our scales up and down, go up and down with our score
Ooh.
to 100, with 0 to 100. I'm going to start. I really struggled with this.
Yeah.
I really did. And I came up with a scale. My scale is going to go all the way up to 73. I'm going to give this a 73.
Okay.
I'm definitely above average. And I think this is not anywhere above an 80. This is not anywhere above a 90. I think it's somewhere sits between a 73, a 75, and a 76. So I'm going to go 73. How about you?
Okay. So I've got a 78 on this.
Oh, so we're close.
Yeah, very close. I think, you know what? As I sat with it, because I read through a whole load of more of it, and I decided to keep us to 1 to 4.
Yeah.
Just because, after we get past number 4, then we go into a different storyline, which has its own things that I appreciate, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And then we've got another couple of episodes, so I was like, okay, no, let's keep it to the first 4. Let's keep it to that origin. And I it was a really good story. The plot worked really well. I liked how they kept most things within that space. But it didn't grab me as
Yeah.
much as I thought it was going to, you know? And whilst I did appreciate a lot of the characters in there was also some stuff where I was like, okay, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know, like not every character has to have some tragic shit to it, you know? I mean, I guess, but sometimes they do. But it's like, yeah. So I struggled with it, but I think for all of its faults, I mean, I could have put a higher rating on it potentially just because of how well the plot runs.
Yeah.
But over, like, just for that overall feeling, like it didn't really dig teeth into me. It's not a story that's gonna, you know, it's not a story that's impacted me,
Right.
if you
Right.
will.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm happy with a 78. I think it's a high rating for the story, but I think it's earned that.
Yeah, for sure. So we want to know from you guys now, what did you think? Did you like it? Did you then like it? Do you think this is a really cool interpretation of Spider-Man? We want to know what from you, but next time on In Between the Ink, we will dive into
Moon Knight.
Ooh. Now,
I've been really excited to
the
get
new
into it.
version of Moon Knight or the old? Because there's like different
There's a
interpretations.
couple. So I've got the Warren Ellis version.
Okay. Warren Ellis.
I've
Yeah, I got
yeah,
it.
don't worry. I've done my research. It's available
All
to
right.
you. I know you
All
can
right.
get it. These days I sort of go off of what I know you can grab, and then
Yeah.
I sort of try and source that. So I've managed to source.
It was in my case in my room. So that
Oh my
worked.
god!
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that
All
so
right.
much.
All right. So guys, that's what we're gonna do next time. So until we see each other again, my friends, take care, be safe, be well. And what are you waiting for, guys? Join the tribe. Cross the line. Peace